I mean, it's a throwaway one in Switzerland, isn't it, Nico? But what a beautiful place.
Such a beautiful venue. It's just convenient to be here. Everything's close by. Venue's well laid out. Really happy to come to this track.
Stan Nisbet will get us underway for Aon Racing Tourney camper vans. Then Max Allren starting much earlier in the order than we would have expected, and then just a battle royale of the fastest young talents in this sport. Clark Hickman, Madley, Williamson, Burke, Waite, Vermette. How's Asa feeling ahead of this one?
He's feeling good. He doesn't have a lot of experience in mud races, so he's happy to see the weather as it is this weekend. It's been sunny every day. Feeling more comfortable on this track.
Crowd filling this place up. Over 100,000 people expected through the gates here this weekend. Big, big race in the history of mountain bike racing. Nino Schurter, of course, the greatest of all time in the cross-country ranks, retiring at the end of this one. But plenty of downhill fans here as well. Stan Nisbet getting ready to get us underway for Aon Racing by Tourney camper vans.
The Aon bikes have looked really good, those Gamex bikes. They've been looking really good on the track this weekend. Some of those more technical sections with the off camber in the first split, or the rough rocky section before the wall drop, they just seem like they eat that stuff up.
Well, this young man from the Tweed Valley in Scotland, one of the biggest talents to come out of the British Isles in a long, long time. Trying to make that step up to the international stage, and what better place to put down a scorching run than in Lenzerheide. The 8th round of the UCI Downhill World Cup for junior men about to get underway here in Lenzerheide. Stan Nisbet for Aon Racing by Tourney camper vans is going to be the first rider on track. My name's Rick McLaughlin. Joining me in the commentary booth for this one, at least most of it, Nico Mullally. You've got a day job to go and do, but Stan Nisbet, let's see how he gets on with this track here in Lenzerheide. This top section almost bends the bike in half in that first left-hander.
You can see that the sections out in the open here are pretty dry and dusty. It's a real contrast. When they go in the woods, it's a lot more humid. The dirt's actually probably perfect in the woods now, but it's really dry and hard-packed slick out where the sun's hitting it.
Stan Nisbet, young Scotsman in a hurry on that Aon Racing squad alongside Rhys Wilson, Henry Kerr, Monica Hrasnik, Hattie Harnden in the wars again this weekend, but still swinging at it.
She took the outside line there. That's one of the more technical sections of the track, and going outside's a lot longer distance, but it gave him a really good exit across that long flat section as it comes out of the woods.
Nice pull across there. Heads around this left-hander. Over the bridge. The first of the bridges, I should say.
And we mentioned it a few times, going light to dark. There's a lot of sections that are out under the ski piste, under the gondola, where it's really bright sun, and then they go straight back into the woods, 30 or 40K an hour into a technical section with a crucial braking zone.
Yeah, and we've seen in the start hut so far today some riders trying to manage that with a sort of lightly tinted goggle lens. Nisbet has to squash the bridge. Did everything he could to keep that big Gamex on the deck there.
Yeah, that jump is just too small at the speed these guys are going.
Especially race day pace as well, Nico, which is always that slight margin higher, isn't it?
And race run pace. Sometimes you don't even perceive how much faster you're going with the adrenaline and everything in a race run. It's
one of the really, really peculiarly difficult things, I guess, about downhill racing, isn't it? Is that you can't replicate what Stan's doing at the minute in training.
No, you can't, and it comes down to experience, too. That's what you see with some of the more veteran riders in the field and teams that have experience setting up the bike. You can test all you want, but you can't get the same energy that you have in a race run. So you have to predict the setup and try to get as best as you can, anticipating what that run's going to be like.
Home race for the Gamex team, of course.
Yeah, they're only about 90 minutes away from here. They'll be here in full force at this race.
Yep, a labour of love, these bikes between the two brothers. They've really found a great partnership alongside Rhys Wilson and the rest of the Aon Racing Tourney camper van squad.
Really smoothly through that wall section.
Yeah, looking good here, Nisbet, isn't he? Really, really big, tall rider, but uses his size really nicely on the bike.
I can't tell the difference between him and Henry Kerr sometimes.
No, they're very similar. They need to get different coloured helmets. I would echo that.
You can see the back end sliding out a little bit. It's just so hard packed and dry in those sections out in the open.
It's a big feature of these Gamux bikes, though, isn't it? That sort of flex, and they do sort of move quite a lot along the bottom bracket, along that gearbox. Nisbet down over the line safely. Let's see what our benchmark time is going to be at 2:59.6. So good run from Nisbet. That
Dominic's stoked.
Yep, rightly so. Asbej Kalansek, the Slovenian. This guy is staying in the same hotel as us, and I haven't seen him out of the race kit once this week. 2.9 seconds faster. Breakfast, dinner, everything.
That's just a junior thing. I remember last year, Asa coming to the breakfast table with his knee pads on. Eventually they
ready.
They're just keen.
4.4 seconds faster. Split 4. Kalansek, Slovenian, having a good go at this time. So,
yeah, really good run from him.
Yeah, they're tumbling already. 2 riders into this junior men's race here in Lenzerheide. Kalansek on his way towards the finish line on the Mondraker, about to go fastest in Switzerland. Wheelies across the line, 4.9 seconds faster than Stan Nisbet, and we didn't see any big mistakes in that run of Nisbet's. This one is going to be tight. Next out the star hut, Zach Bradley Hudson, the Australian.
He's been steady all year. One of the better riders in these dry conditions as well.
On the Atherton bike for Team High Country. 1.1 seconds faster at the third split. Nico, this one, fast and furious right from the get-go.
Yeah, he's building slightly through this whole run. Lost a little bit in that last sector, but as we said, this final one's more crucial than it might look. It's just a couple of bike park berms and a jump, but with how slick it is and how fast these riders are going, if you make a mistake that takes away your exit speed, it could add up to a significant margin.
It's that right-hander where that apex marker is. It's caught some big names out over the years. Zach Bradley Hudson goes fastest by 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, they put that apex marker in before the final drop, so riders are speed checked enough that they don't go to flat on it, and it's a tough turn.
Rico Moivo, the Estonian, on track now in the Santa Cruz V10. It definitely feels, Nico, that the junior men's ranks has kind of reached a critical mass now where they're all just so fast that they're driving each other forward now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when the competition level's that high, the riders can't rest on their laurels at all. They have to go back and figure out how they can find that gap. And I mean, Max Allred may be the best rider in the world in any category right now, and he's leading the charge. So for these guys to figure out how to beat him makes everybody be their best.
Well, Max Allred, freshly crowned UCI Junior World Champion, qualifying a bit further down the order than we're used to seeing. We'll see his brother Till first. Moivo misses out though by 1.4 seconds.
Tight racing so far.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tight here in Lenzerheide, and it's delivering already at the 8th round of the UCI Downhill World Cup. Felix Griffiths off the Santa Cruz Syndicate on course.
He'll be keen to put down a good run. I talked to him last week. He was doing some training runs down in Morzine and said that his shoulder finally feels like it's better again. He feels like his body's back to 100%, so he's just got to get some races under his belt and gain that experience that these first-year juniors need to get.
Yeah, 35th at World Championships, as you say, though still really hamstrung by that shoulder injury. Second at the European Continental Champs.
And even when you get the body working again, you've kind of lost some ground on everybody else who's put in 6-8 races so far this year. So he's got to get those under his belt before he can start to really show his best.
And so much of this sport about arm and shoulder, upper body strength. Felix Griffiths down, across the line, safe and sound for the Syndicate. 4 seconds back though. Hard to miss that Fox kit, isn't it?
It's bright. It's you know exactly what team it is this weekend.
Omri Danon. Young is really hopeful. We know this guy is super aggressive, so stand by.
He's a great rider. I mean, he always looks so good on track in practice. He had a huge crash in this section that we just saw him this morning. A big over the bars, off the wall. Not where you want to crash, but obviously he was able to get up from it, and here he is putting down a solid race run.
Yeah, won a downhill European Cup earlier this year in Les Ors. Difficult place to race bikes. 2.2 seconds back. The 4 split, Steve P.
Running that European champion jersey too. That thing's hard one to earn.
That's a competitive jersey to earn in this category.
It was Max Allred who had it last year, and he's representing it here this year.
Omri Danon gets better and better. 4th so far though, 3.6 seconds back. Yeah, great to see him in the Euro jersey, actually.
And good to see such a strong contingent of Israeli riders out here making a go at the World Cups.
Cohen Bundy, young American rider.
Really nice gap in that out of that first left. We haven't seen anybody hit that one yet.
Oh, Bundy taking risks through the trees there.
He's blown the turn.
Think he may have gone straight on there. Nico, just tell us about this.
Yeah, some riders opting to go left of that orange pad. It's a split lane there. I saw a few riders hit it really nicely this morning, and it looked like he just came in too out of control. If you do go left, it opens the whole turn, but there's less support to turn on, and he just didn't catch that support.
Josh Carlson and I walked the course earlier this week as we see Anthony Shelley take to the track, and Jordan Williams actually got that exit really nicely, went for that left-hand side lane, but got stood up really early. 1.6 seconds back for Shelley so far. A lot of people talking about this young man.
Yeah, he's a real stylish rider. He looks good on the bike, and I believe he's a first-year junior, so he's got a good, strong career ahead of him.
Yep, Canadian scene, bit like the British scene, that you start making a name for yourself on it, it tends to carry into the racing world and the international circuit. People start hearing about you.
You see more and more, like obviously starting with Steve Smith years ago, and then Finn Isles carrying the torch, and now Jackson. That inspires the next generation of kids, and Anthony's here trying to do his part to live up to that Canadian legacy.
12 to go after this. Till Alren's up next, one of our first big hitters to hit this track here in Lenzerheide in the junior men's race. Shelley not going to go into the hot seat, but goes 4th, 2.6 seconds back.
I wonder if he had a problem with the bike there at the end.
Yeah.
He couldn't pedal. Yeah, it looks like the drivetrain. Saw him like tuck across that last bridge drop. Most riders pedaling out of there.
Here comes Till Allren for Commensal. Knock off by Riding Addiction, the first of the Allren twins.
Till won 2 World Cups this year in similar conditions to this, so we'll be expecting a big run from him. Yeah,
rounds 4 and 5. Val de Sole, La Tuile going to this man. Till Allren already at it on course.
Changing his lineup there, opting for the inside. I think we'll see different lines from each rider. He hit it really well, had to turn a little bit tight at the apex marker, but got a good drive out of the woods.
We interviewed the 2 brothers earlier in the week. Goes nice and low in that berm, makes the bike grip the whole way around it.
Yeah, avoided some of the holes on the outside.
He's faster by 1/10 of a second. Got something to work with here, Till Allren. And they both admitted that Till, the slightly more motivated of the 2. Max apparently likes a long line in the mornings. Till straight up into the kit, ready to go riding. These 2 though, not training full time yet. Still at school until last week. Get their exam results on Wednesday.
I think that's so good for the kids, like to have a normal life, not being put into pressure too soon. It can always build from there. They're going to have a long career doing this every day.
It's a big part of it. I remember Loic Bruni, Miriam Nicole, both of them. It's a real thing that the French Cycling Federation, I think, hammers home, that 7/10 of a second faster at the second split for Till Allren, that you can't just rely on sport. You can't rely on cycling. You've got to have something to your name that if it doesn't work out, you can fall back on.
Yeah, it just makes you a more well-rounded human, gives you better perspective for your cycling career.
Yep, keeps you humble. Steve Pete still watching on at the bottom, watching one of the next generation of super talents. 1.9 seconds faster, really nicely. Till Allren just moving his upper body weight over to the right-hand side there, Nico.
Yeah, it's been a really smooth run. I think he's maybe missed a little bit of exit speed that he needed to win this race today, but it's been a run with minimal mistakes.
Just got swapped up slightly through there, down through the rock section, lands flat over the left-hand side.
And that's a hard section, especially on a full run. It's such a big compression, and you can't see what you're on until you're in the air, so it's tough.
spoke to Amory Pierron, and he talked about how the first time he went riding with these two, they were 13, 14 years old, and he said even then you knew that they were very, very special talents. He's admitted that he's not looking forward to them coming into elites next year. Till Ulren, this is looking like a new fastest time today. Till Ulren goes into the hot seat with 2.7 seconds in his back pocket.
It's a solid run.
Solid run indeed for Till Ulren. We head back to the top though. Benny Duvall, the Canadian, is the first rider who's going to contest it.
Benny's been really solid this year as well. Aside from a race where he crashed and had an injury, he's made every final, and he's built through the weekend really nicely.
5.5 back at the third split, Benny Duvall here.
That gap that he did over the rock, he walked in practice yesterday and decided he needed to do it on race day to get that little bit of extra speed, and I commend him. He made it happen, and he just gapped it really smoothly. Yeah,
so much racecraft still being learned by these younger junior riders as well, Nico. This is the schoolyard, really, isn't it?
It really is, and as we said, like, them going to school is an important thing. Them racing also helps them with anything they're going to do in their life. They learn so many valuable lessons. The clock doesn't lie. You always get the result that you deserve, and it's a really good learning lesson for these kids.
Benny Duvall took his chances off that last finish line drop, though. Crosses the line into 6th place as it stands so far. Your top 3 at the minute: Till Ulren, Zach Bradley Hudson, and then Callan Sek, the Slovenian. Seppi Binsbergen from New Zealand.
I think it was three or four Kiwis in the top 10.
Oh, Binsbergen has binned it. And that is a painful place to bin it.
Yeah, it's not a spot you want to crash.
Here we go, Nico. Oh, whoa.
See him, his helmet hit one of the rocks there. That's a...
Yep. Big impact.
Brutal hit to the head, but not as big of an impact as you could have going off that wall, I guess.
Well, up and moving. We'll get checked out by the medical team at the bottom, but that is a big place to crash.
Starts to lose grip as he's about to pull for that gap, and yeah, just slides off the takeoff.
Yeah, there is a big gap across there. There's also a gap between 2 rocks you can slot a bike through just about and no more. Luke Mallon from the USA is up next.
Luke and his brother Alex have been riding really good. They haven't been able to make it to every World Cup with the budget they have, but the ones they've made it to, they're really starting to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, something you know a lot about as well. 1.6 seconds back at the third split. It's a big commitment for the American riders to come over for this European half of the season.
It is tough, and even the breaks that we have are sometimes, I mean, every race this year has been no more than a week off, so it's hard to even go back to the US. You're pretty much over here for the summer, whether you're from North America or the Southern Hemisphere, so it's a tough effort.
Mallon was 31st at UCI World Championships and goes into 3rd for the time being, so 2.8 seconds back. Puts himself up in the hot seat at the expense of Callan Sek. Nods approvingly like that one. Here we go. Max Ulren, the UCI Downhill Junior World Champion, leaves the start hut for Commensal Muck-Off by riding Addiction.
This is going to be an exciting run. First one with the rainbow stripes for Max.
And already at his work. I mean, you hit the nail on the head earlier on, Nico. One of the best riders in any category in the world at the minute, Ulren.
Opts for the inside line there like his brother, and he got a good drive out of the woods.
I asked him if he was excited about getting his exam results on Wednesday earlier in the week, and he sort of smiled and said, I don't care. I'll just keep doing this, I think.
Yeah, I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah, certainly, you'd have to say. 1.6 seconds faster at the first split, the bright future of this run. Unfolded in front of Max Ulren. Oh, well over the left-hand side there. Yeah, that might have cost him a bit of momentum. Goes that gap really nicely. The drone giving you a good sense of the speed they're traveling down here.
Max has done a good job leading this championship. He had a mistake.
Oh, wow. Whoa! Max Ulren all but flat landing with a big whip, trying to keep the bike on the deck as much as he could.
I think his rear tire hit the side of the bridge. I was going to mention, as we saw that mistake, he had a similar issue in Val d'Isole, blew out one of the turns and just put it behind him, didn't try to rush and compound the mistake, and that's what put him in the lead here for the overall.
A second faster at the second split. His brother watches on from the hot seat, a sentence that might get repeated a lot through these two careers.
He crashed in that turn yesterday, so he's through there clean. That's why he's starting a little earlier than he normally does.
Just really physical on the bike, isn't he?
He is, and you know, this track though, like what I'm seeing on this run, he's looking really smooth, just light on his feet, not as aggressive as sometimes we do see.
0.8 of a second, gets over to the right-hand side there. Jackson Goldstone rates that as one of the hardest parts of the course.
In Leger, we saw really aggressive riding from him in some of the worst conditions. Today, he's looking like he's in championship mode, just riding this thing smoothly.
Yep, Allren leading that UCI World Cup overall. Oh, nearly got bucked over the front of the bike there. Hit a big bit of something he wasn't expecting.
Super rough there. There's some huge rocks and braking holes as they set up that high line for the turn.
Half a second, so he's losing time, but he's still green here. Half a second to play with. We know there is time in this final sector for those willing to risk it, though. Max Allren heading down into the final corner now. Kicks the back end out.
I wonder if he's got an issue with the bike.
I wonder if he's maybe...
It doesn't look like he's carrying as much speed as I would expect.
Is it maybe a puncture? Tell me he's not punctured by smashing the side of the bike off that bridge. Let's have a look. No. Landed so deep there, though.
He loves throwing the bike sideways.
I think he has to, the speed he's traveling at. Speaking of speed, Ollie Clark up next for MS Racing. And we talk about big talents. This man.
He is big and he is talented.
He definitely is, but for a big rider, has a lovely touch on the bike as well, just so skillful.
He is, for sure. He goes for every gap. He's got that Kiwi mentality where he's got a hard nose and he definitely goes for it every chance he has.
Yep. Ollie Clark won the third round of the year and has been up and amongst it. Definitely impressed a lot of people at Hardline in Wales earlier this year.
Yeah, he rode great at that race. He said the jumps didn't bother him at all. He's got jumps like that at his house.
Of course he does. 0.6 of a second back though, so he's been red but within touch the whole way down here. The hot seat time of Max Allren. Till Allren's in second place, and it's Zach Bradley Hudson whose time is standing up admirably. Top 5 covered by 4.3 seconds currently here in the junior men's race.
One of the fastest we saw over that wall section. He carried good speed and got a little jump out.
Real fine. He's faster now by 0.2 of a second here, Ollie Clark. All off a sudden, Clark turns red into green. Is he going to turn it into gold this afternoon? Gets round that apex marker, across the bridge, down the big drop. It's Ollie Clark headed for the hot seat. He is by half a second. Clark, faster than the world champion in Lenzerheide. Big run. Great run by Ollie.
And look at how tight this top 3 is. This is what we expect here in this junior category. I think is what we're going to see in every race today.
0.6 of a second covering the top 3. Casper Hickman leaves the Star Hut now. We mentioned the junior women's race, Cube Factory Racing going from strength to strength in 2025. This young man,
he's got a really good style on the bike. It's funny when teammates ride together, how they kind of emulate each other's style. He really starts to look like Max Hartenstern.
He's in touch here as well by 0.4 of a second, and we saw that Clark didn't get the lights turning green until the halfway point of the run, so Hickman, the Finn, may just fancy a bit of hot seat time himself this afternoon. Freshly crowned national champion.
Earlier in the week as well, Cube had an interesting braking feature. It was like an anti-lock brake that they had from Bosch on their bikes that they were testing out here on practice.
Yeah, what do you make of that? Is that going to be the future, anti-lock brakes?
I don't know. It's hard to think now that would work, but you gotta try. You gotta be open enough to give that stuff a go. And Obviously, you can't replicate what it's like on a World Cup track. So using a Friday practice to try something like that and gain info is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great to see the march of technology fully back on the way as well. Downhill with electronic suspension. Oh, Hickman! Huge crash.
Man.
Go.
Huge crash. Gets across that gap, then Nico
It's a
just...
huge rock, because, you know, the trail wasn't designed for that. They're jumping onto the grass bank to open the turn above the line, and there's a huge rock as you re-enter the track. It's really rough, and obviously just caught him out. This late in the run, he's at his heart rate's at his max, and he's trying to hang on to the bike.
Yeah, medics with Hickman now. We'll give you an update just as soon as we get it. George Madley from the UK, British national champion, leaves the start hut for Continental Atherton.
We often talk about how aggressive these junior riders are. George is one of the smoothest. He's got a really light touch on the bike, and it's deceptive, his speed, because he's able to ride so smooth and precisely.
4 to go after him. This is our top 5 from yesterday's qualifying session. Madley into the woods. Really nicely done. He's faster. He's faster by 0.2 of a second here, the British rider.
Looked like he got stood up on that bridge. It's as I mentioned earlier, it's hard to hit that left. The bridge is so narrow. To walk the plank, it feels like you're gonna fall off. We saw Finn fall off it one year.
That's right.
It looked like he kind of got hung up a little bit as he exited there.
Madley looked like he just got hooked up on that right-hander slightly. The light's green though. What's it gonna be at the third split?
It's maybe like the rear tire.
It's faster.
Oh.
Still faster by nearly 1.5 tenths. It's absolutely nothing there. Well, there is a bit of good news if ever I've seen it. Casper Hickman up on his feet, walking away from the crash site. Oh, now Madley goes down. Huge over the bars in the woods.
Again, not a place you want to see it. That was a heavy slam.
I wonder if he just got caught out by the same thing that caught the Kiwi rider out earlier in the race. Let's see it again, Nico.
Well, this is a section before it, but
section
it looks like
before.
you can kind of jump off the stump here, but you can see how bright it is to how dark. And it looked like, yeah, he kind of got offline, and there's a few tree stumps in that section, which are just natural obstacles in the track, and he just got caught out on it.
Yeah,
good to see him back up on the bike.
He's back on his bike as well.
Like that, he's okay enough to ride off. I'm sure he's banged up, but
yeah.
When you see this, normally they're able to make it to the next race at least.
Yeah, we saw, though, do you remember Lisa Baumann finishing that run in Ludenville with a broken collarbone earlier in the year, running on adrenaline. Jonty Williamson next up for Yeti Fox.
Jonty's been the fastest of the first-year juniors. So a lot of the other guys he's competing with that have made their name in this field are graduating at the end of this year. They'll be going to elite. And Jonty's been mixing it up with them. He's got a podium in the category, and he's going to be back again next year.
And he's impressing a lot of people, isn't he? The top 4 in this category really taking the plaudits, but
he looks great on the bike. He ran the outside line in that off camber and got a good drive, good momentum coming out of the woods. And this track may be a little tougher for him. It's one of the flatter tracks on the circuit, and he's one of the lightest riders in the field.
He's faster by 0.3 of a second. Jonty Williamson, though. Williamson in turquoise, of the iconic turquoise of Yeti. Gaps across there nicely.
Well, you definitely know what team it is when you see that color.
25th for the DHI World Championships. Oh, again, threatens to peel the sponsor banners off the bridge on his way across it. Great to watch as well, Williamson, isn't he?
He really is. He's a good rider. He's yeah, on all these steep and more technical sections, he's always able to set himself apart.
Yeah, he's always in total free fall, isn't he, Williamson? 0.4 of a second back on the time of his compatriot Clark.
And those were some of the flatter, more motorway sections, so it makes sense that Ollie would have been quicker through there. I anticipate this section here that's steeper, Jonty will probably gain a little bit of time back.
So it's Clark from Max Allren, from Till Allren, currently your top 3. Next up, though, Bodie Burke, Tyler Waite, and then the fastest qualifier, the fastest backflipping qualifier ever, Asa Vermette. 0.2 of a second slower than Clark, though, but it is all to play for here for Williamson. We've seen a few mid-run mistakes from him this year so far, but still very much learning his craft, Nico.
He is, and that's what that first year of junior racing is all about.
Really nicely done into there, neat and tidy.
Wow, he was the best jumping off that wall that we've seen so far.
That was super precise stuff from Jonty Williamson. Again, though, you can see the impact going through the bike. There's Casper Hickman watching on.
Excited to see this split time.
Jonty Williamson crosses the split time. He's faster by 0.2 of a second. Is Jonty Williamson going to go into the hot seat here in Lenzerheide?
So it seems simple from that last split to the finish, but it's not done yet. He's got to ace this turn and get the one around the apex marker right here.
Basically lands sideways into the corner. Here comes Jonty Williamson for Yeti Fox Factory Racing. Is it going to be the new fastest time of the day? It is by 0.9 of a second. Damien Smith watching on, likes what he sees. Ollie Clark stands up. Williamson fastest in Lenzerheide. That run's been coming all year long. Finally, getting it to the line, Nico.
Yeah, he'll be thrilled with that. Give him some good momentum to finish off the season strong.
Amanda and Damien loving that one. So, it's Williamson, Clark, Max Allround, your top three at the minute. Bodie Burke up next for Commensal Schwalbe by Les Ors. Bodie Burke, a winner already, but would love to make it two. How do you rate Burke's chances today, Nico?
Well, the phrase checkers or wreckers really applies to this guy.
Perhaps more so than anyone else up there.
He's so aggressive on the bike, and that's his strength and weakness in one. He's he had a crazy stat a few rounds into the series that he only qualified for one race, which he won.
100% win rate for all finals made.
But it's exciting to watch, and it's cool to see a rider that puts that much into it. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win, and if he can kind of smooth out his process a bit, I think he'll be more consistent with that.
Bodie Burke on our run here. We need to ask you about that backflip though from Asa Vermette in the qualifying heat yesterday. Team manager wise, happy with that? Or?
I mean, I think it keeps it fun, right? Like they're kids, they're enjoying it. We walked the track yesterday, and I made sure to mention, like, hey, dude, make sure you scrub this in practice. Like, practice hitting this jump fast, because you flipped it almost every run, which is cool. Like, I also own the brand, and every video I've seen when I open social media is him doing a flip, so that's cool.
You have too many hats. That's your problem, Nico. I've always said that. Half a second.
There's a time and a place. And today's race day, I don't want to see a backflip today.
I'd say you wouldn't mind it if he comes out with a win.
If he wanted to do a backflip, I'll be thrilled. If he wins either way, I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, of course.
He needs to get some momentum going back his way. He's been solid all year. Just started off a little bit rough with 2 crashes, but yeah, it's been going really smoothly the past few.
Bodie Burke. 0.3 of a second back, but he's still right. Yeah, he's in touch here. Burke, isn't he? We've been whittering on about backflips, but meanwhile, Bodie Burke is having a really, really good go at this in Lenzerheide.
He hit that nicely, but I don't know if he hit it as well as Jonty did. Jonty did a really good job of gapping off the wall. Jonty aced this last 2 splits.
Bodie Burke looking good here.
I wonder if he's got a low rear tire. He seemed like he got deflected out of that turn. The front, maybe.
Bodie Burke heading down towards the line. Is this going to be enough to turn the lights green in Lenzerheide? Bodie Burke, the American for Commensal Schwalbe by Les Ors, gets ready to cross the line, does so, and we wait for the time graphic. Where is he going to stack up?
I'll leave it to you.
Time and issue. We will give you an update on that just as soon as we have one. Well, I can tell you, the man with many, many hats, Nico Mullally, is off to watch his young star, Asa Vermette, take to the track here in Lenzerheide, and I am happy to say that I am joined by none other than Josh Carlson. Josh, you come in at quite the sharp end of a very, very hectic junior men's race here as we see Tyler Waite lead the start hop.
Don't worry, I've been watching outside and absolutely bouncing off the walls. What a run from some of our fastest juniors in the world.
This category this year, though, what a set of races we are having in 2025. Tyler Waite has his teammate in the hot seat to beat, Jonty Williamson. We'll give you an update on that time of Bodie Burke. I'm seeing on our screens it's good enough for 5th place currently.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good vibes with the juniors into that Yeti Fox Factory team there. Richie Rue, the Enduro World Champion, just missed out on Elite Men's Finals, where we got Camille Balanche with a huge weekend for the Yeti team. So Jonty Williamson on top, and Tyler Waite here putting down a solid run so far.
Tyler Waite, New Zealand national champion, pedaling off that. But Josh, this place, we've talked about it so much already in this broadcast. On one hand, so straightforward, but so many opportunities to lose time as we see Tyler Waite 0.8 of a second back at the first split.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, those tenths of a second. Like, they're so incremental that add up, and this track, it is difficult. Whoa. I thought he had a bit of an issue coming out of that left-hander there.
Yeah, looks like
he's got a flat tyre.
The back end of the bike looked like it sat up, yeah, squirming away underneath him here, Tyler Waite. This one might be over before it ever got going.
He did just come up short on that big jump there before. Makes me wonder if he might have caught a rock. And that's what this track has. This track has so many hidden ghoulies the whole way through. I mean, look at this. Look, while we've got a chance to look at these rocks, all those pink pieces are the sharpest of the sharp, but there's 1,000 of those things everywhere.
For those of you playing along at home, we have a ghoulie already, and Josh has only got going. Tyler Waite, 6.5 seconds back with a rear flat picked up somewhere in there. Actually remarkable. We haven't seen more flats already, given the pace of these junior races this morning.
And you'll see he's still riding, so you might think, he can't have that big of a flat tyre, but a lot of our athletes now run an insert. Now, this team in particular runs a Cushcore insert, which allows him to ride with it's about 12 PSI. So it gives him a little bit of pressure in that rear tyre. The Yeti team, Sean O'Hughes in particular, is well equipped with fitting the Cushcore tyres down there, and that allows him to keep moving. Obviously not at the top pace that he would like, but he can still show up a berm, that's for sure.
That is absolutely sure. Waite, and as this time of year, Josh, as well, points mean prizes. You mightn't be in for the win, but getting the bike to the line, especially when things are this tight, 9.8 seconds back, which would put him still inside the top 20 here in Lenzerheide.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer for sure, but you know, these juniors, a big part of the junior racing is the learning and the development and educating themselves. When it goes wrong, when it goes right, it's somewhat easy. When it goes wrong, it's very difficult for a junior in particular to regroup, to refocus and concentrate on the task at hand. So this is it's a pretty difficult lesson to learn.
Jonty Williamson's best result, the rider in the hot seat at the minute, his best result, Bielsko-Biała, start of the season, 4th place. First year junior, is he gonna win a UCI Downhill World Cup in his first year of trying? Tyler Waite, his teammate, toboggans off the big drop. Josh Carlson shakes his head in disbelief in the commentary booth.
Is that the most junior thing you've ever seen? The kid's got a flat tyre and he T-bogs off the final massive drop that most people wouldn't even ride.
Yeah, had to. You can see the tyre was already gone.
Yeah, the jump before, actually, you can see you already had kind of sliced it, or...
Yep, something not right. Yeah, that's gone. Here we go, though. 1 to go, and it is Asa Vermette for Frameworks by 5 Dev Racing. Are we going to see Vermette finally chalk a win in 2025? He got the Red Bull Hardline win in Wales earlier this summer.
Mate, are we going to see a backflip in a race run?
I'm not surprised that Nico Mullally chose not to watch this one from the commentary booth.
Yeah, Ace has been on a charge, growing round by round. He's yet to get that dominant win that we've seen in the past.
But he's fine with it as well. We talked to him earlier in the weekend, and he's such a laid-back guy that he said, yeah, it's coming, don't worry. You can see that rear flat from Tyler Waite.
That corner there, we're going to have to pay close attention to that later. Now look at the detail of Asa.
3/10 of a second faster, Asa Vermette.
Look how precise he is on the back sides of those simple jumps. Now we've mentioned a lot, we've spoken a lot this week to our senior athletes about how crucial those intricate details are on a track like this. There isn't too many lines.
Look how beautifully wide he made that section. Here he goes, doesn't do the backflip, perhaps not surprising. has to scrub it, manages to get wheels down within a bike length of where he needed to be, hops through there, Josh.
Absolute butter.
Josh, as well, odd seeing him not in the UCI World Champ stripes, but maybe a bit of pressure off his shoulders as well this weekend.
A little bit, there's a little bit of pressure off. He can kind of relax.
2.2 faster than Jonty Williamson. Sorry to cut across you there, but Asa Vermette's on a run here in Lenzerheide.
I was going to say he can relax into it, but one man that's not relaxed is Nico Malala down there. 2.2 seconds up. This is the Asa Vermette we've been expecting and been waiting to see all season.
Team owner, brand manager, call him whatever you want. Nico Malali's down there and probably slightly relieved he didn't go for the backflip at race pace.
Well, the run isn't over yet, so let's just...
3.6 seconds faster, Asa Vermette. This one is going really well so far for the American on the hunt for his first win of 2025.
And we've seen some carnage in this lower rock garden here, and again, some of those corners are some of the most difficult corners on the whole track. The precision through this section, he nails the double-double through the rocks. He extends that lead to 3.6 seconds.
3.6 seconds faster for Asa Vermette so far. What is the next split going to tell us? Here it comes. He's faster again, 4.8 seconds. This is 2024 Asa Vermette stuff. Asa Vermette, goes really, really deep off that jump over the bridge. Asa Vermette just has one drop this corner. Back end nearly slides out on him. Asa Vermette, has he lost too much time there? Crosses the line and gets that first win of 2025 by 4.7 seconds. Is that the fastest time of this weekend so far?
That is the fastest time we've seen so far. The Elite only did a 2:47, so Asa Vermette has laid down an absolute heater here this afternoon.
2:47.6, the fastest time of the weekend before that run of Loic Bruni. 2:44.7.
Does that mean there's 2 seconds in a backflip?
Must be. Tell you the speed he was heading into that ramp at. I was praying he wasn't going to backflip it, but look at this.
Look at the line. This upper root garden there, that outside line. He carries the speed across, cranks the pedals, riding with an aggression that we haven't seen so far this season here. One of Ace's strong suits is the berms. He gets under the pockets. He carries extreme speed through so many of these simple corners, butters the rocks.
And on a big track like this, Josh, as well, uses that body weight to great effect. Look at this.
He uses the flatland as well.
That's within half a bike of where he needed to set that down there.
Oh, incredible.
And there they are. He tells him about the backflip already. Ollie Clark's down there as well. What a close top five. And it is Asa Vermette who's going to take the win. Jonty Williamson, second place. Ollie Clark in third. Top five covered by 6.4 seconds in the end. Thanks to that huge margin of Asa Vermette. He won by 4.7 seconds, and then the top five was covered by 6.4 in total. So absolutely nothing to choose between them apart from the mercurial Asa Vermette.
The future is real.
Oh, man.
Ollie Clark, that's a great result from Ollie Clark. He said he was struggling during the week and riding like a word we won't use on air, but he definitely stepped back up and rode well today, cleaned up some small mistakes that were hampering him, and a podium result for Ollie Clark.
There's confirmation of the results then. Asa Vermette from Jonty Williamson, Clark, Allren, Burke, Bradley Hudson, whose time stood up really well, Luke Mallon, Kalinsek, Moibo rounds out the top 10, the Estonian. Shelley, Duvall, Danon, Griffiths, Nisbet up in 15th, good result for him. Binsbergen, Waite, Bundy, Madley. Well, we can head down there to Frameworks Racing 5 Devs. Asa Vermette getting his first UCI Downhill World Cup win of the year.
Huge congratulations, Asa Vermette. You just said to me, finally. Yeah. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Finally, you're at the top of the podium. How's it feel?
Really good. It's been a long time since I talked to you here, so it's nice to be here again. It was just exactly what I wanted to put down. I hit all my marks. Didn't go offline. Oh, it was pretty perfect. I'm stoked.
The fastest time that we've seen across the elites and the juniors so far this weekend even. You backflipped off the kicker though in Q1. Talk to us, and you still managed to finish first.
That was pretty insane. I've always wanted to flip this track just because of the sick jump in the middle. And nobody's ever done it in a race run, I guess. So I want to try to be the first one, and it worked. And I can't believe I got first yesterday. And to back it up today, it feels insane. I'm glad I could do it. So stoked.
In terms of the overall, you're only 22 points behind Max all round. Is that playing on your mind at all?
Definitely a little bit. I try not to think about that. I was just trying to be in the moment then and also for the next races. But, I mean, yeah, I'm stoked that I'm getting closer. Definitely want to try to get that. So.
Always good to speak to you. Well done.
Thank you.
It's a great point, Josh, as well. We're about to see those overall standings, but as much as we say that this is his first win of 2025, he's still right up there in the overall, Vermette.
And he's been consistent. I don't think we've seen this consistency from Asa in years past. He's had that lightning speed, but he's almost wound that back a bit to be more consistent. Now he's right there in the overall, which is really cool. And it is good to hear him mention that. Like, that's on his mind. It shows he's looking towards the big picture. It's not just one race at a time, which most juniors look at. So he is kind of building and growing into that elite form that is coming. I think that's one of the most impressive things about this next crop of juniors. They're quite a mature bunch, and there's a lot of them. It's not like 1 or 2 or 3 like we've seen in years past, like Jackson Goldstone. There's a lot, and they're mature, they are fast, and they're coming.
Just 22 points ahead. Max Allred now from Asa Vermette. So, I mean, it's all to play for with just 2 races to go. We've seen the elite men's UCI World Cup overall rankings pretty much tied now, certainly virtually. Goldstone versus Bruni, but the junior men's competition serving up every bit as much intrigue. Elite women's finals coming at you from 1 o'clock Central European time. Lenzerheide always delivers. Don't go anywhere.